Question 33. Fireflies produce light inside their bodies. The enzyme luciferase is involved in the reaction that produces the light. Scientists have isolated the luciferase gene. A scientist inserts the luciferase gene into the DNA of the cells from another organism. If these cells produce light, the scientist knows that which of the following is correct. Okay, so there's a lot of information here. Let's just kind of hone in on some things that are important. So it's saying that the scientist is inserting a gene that codes for the enzyme luciferase. Remember, enzymes are proteins, and DNA codes for proteins. So we can insert this gene into other organisms and have that gene produce proteins, specifically the proteins that produce light. So it's asking us, the question's asking us, if these cells produce light, the scientist knows that which of the following occurred. Well, remember that all organisms have a genetic code made up of A's, T's, G's, and C's. All organisms have this. So this sequence of nitrogen base is basically what determines our traits because it produces our proteins. So all organisms have A's, T's, G's, and C's. This is the reason why we can insert genes from one organism to another, because we all have the same substance in our DNA, those nitrogenous bases A, T, G, C. So let's look at our answer choices and see if we can find something similar to that. A says the luciferase gene mutated inside the cells. Okay, so that's not a true statement. We're looking for something about how all organisms have the same kind of genetic code. B says the luciferase gene was transcribed and translated. Okay, this is a true statement. So if we think about this, the luciferase gene that was placed in the cells was transcribed and translated. That's how it made the protein that produced light. But let's read the other answer choices just to be safe. C says the luciferase gene destroyed the original genes of the cells. Well, that's not something that happens here. It didn't explain that in the question, so we can mark out answer choice C. D says the luciferase gene moved from the nucleus to the endoplasmic reticulum. Well, they're just using a bunch of big science words here. This doesn't even make sense, so D's not correct. The best answer choice is what we originally thought. The luciferase gene was transcribed and translated. This is talking about protein synthesis here. And since all organisms are made up of A's, T's, G's, and C's, we're able to put in that gene, and then it can be transcribed and translated into the protein that produces light.